Yeah, but it is, I ain't gonna lie, that's what I noticed, like, a little bit. They're writing the They are.
This is the attitude that goes on in Sacramento when David Robinson's been killed and found underneath a police headquarters. And these are the people that carry on. Okay, it's a psychic project. We're here in a community where David Robinson has been found dead underneath a tarp at the VOA. David Robinson and 16 other victims killed by the police department. There's so many details from last night. I have been jarred. I'm not even sure if I can relay everything, but I already know that we've been documenting all day. I'm here to verify those details. We're here to verify those details. We definitely need to, the UN needs to be brought in. There's been a genocide. Okay, the community continues, rather out of fear or cooperation. My name's Patrick Reed. I'm with the Psychic Project. I don't cooperate with that sort of behavior. History will be our judge. Indeed, it's judging us now. These are my brief notes. I just did them very quickly as I came up from the river. There are some horrendous acts, even things that jarred my memory from 6 months ago. I mean, from 6 years ago. It's not a one-year thing. This thing has been going on for over 6 years. So David Robinson was killed. He was found underneath a tarp at the VOA David Robinson, the Naval Academy graduate, the veteran, the professional basketball player, is killed by the Sacramento Police Department. Not only that, I heard the Sacramento Police Department celebrating black and white officers. At 300 Richards, guns in the air, celebrating his death. And this is a police department headed by an African American chief and a native of Sacramento. He was killed at the Army Depot here in Sacramento, and his body was eventually moved to the Sacramento VOA, which is shut down, closed. They're exhuming. 16 other bodies were found with it. I don't know what injunction is in place, why there's no freedom of press. I shall not be shut down, and I shall not stir from the truth. But you can hear the community. They are very aware, and they carry on as if nothing happened in a cavalier attitude. Right now, the only operating agencies, the police department's been taken off. There is no police department here in Sacramento. The district attorneys are all in Leavenworth. There was one district attorney left. The rest of the federal district attorneys that have come in to continue the court process. All the police department's been taken out. But yet, I do not see troops on the ground. The only operating agencies here are the California Highway Patrol and the FBI. I'll continue. There's so many atrocities to list, and they're not even all listed here. I'm going to continue. The celebration was disgusting. The celebration of a Naval Academy graduate and veteran was disgusting.
Yeah, I have your grande flat white.
And the cowards they were, they killed themselves. Here's the. I worked out where these bodies were found. I have video. I'm close to deleting it, but it may be needed for any type of action, criminal action, UN action, genocide action. The tarp that the workout equipment was at the VOA, the bodies were underneath that tarp. It was dug up, it was lumpy. I even thought, I said, man, it could be a bomb buried. It felt unnatural. It felt unnatural. I knew something significant was there. But who would have thought? I want to share an experience with you that was documented in the Psi. David Robinson was alive. He was brain dead, but he was alive for a time. His thoughts were captured. A significant amount of time. He was open. an incline. He was killed because he called out the racism here. Things have gone too far in this community. I'm gonna continue. There's many things to list. And I leave the video for documentation. This same VOA was also previously, before it became a VOA, was a dual jail, an underground like punishment center, but was mirroring the look of the original jail. Even the showers in the VOA are jail showers. When we went through David Robinson's death, the memory surfaced in my mind. I had been there 6 years ago when it was a dual, off-the-books jail facility. It served to punish drunks and drug addicts, basically imprison them there off the books, off the record, until they either somebody pays for them, or they serve their enslavement in this facility. And when I say enslavement, that could be prostitution, it could be any number of things. I knew then, when I was picked up, that it wasn't quite the right facility, but they only take you there when you're extremely drunk or you have ingested a substance. This is where, off the books, for over 6 years, because this happened prior to my prison. When I had buried the trauma, when memory came back, it was clear I had been in that VOA. It just had been reordered. That's why there's... Okay, the VOA shut down now. So many of the things in that VOA mirror the jail. Like the strap-in seat to sit down in, the showers, everything back there mirrors the jail. They basically built a mirror of the county jail. The district attorney's office and the police department. We'll carry on. The Postal Service. I'm trying to relate my experience to what's been documented, and then I'll get into the things that I didn't have direct experience with, me or my family, that will also relate to me. My father worked for the post office for many years. His main job was located out of the Folsom post office. In his my dad drank, and sometimes when he drank, he would pass out. He had just gotten to an age where he couldn't drink as much as he used to. So if you pass out, an ambulance comes, there's a report made. The Rancho Cordova police were aware of this. They obviously reported it. His job The Postal Service would send you to hard labor. This is how the community punished you. In some sense of justice, or for getting drunk, or for whatever this community deems it has the right to do. The Postal Service sent my dad to the main post office. My dad has a knee disability. They sent him there overnight for 6 months. And just sentences like hard labor, right? Most likely unloading postal bags from the truck. I've done the job. This is how the community, they go to the Postal Service, and this is done many times, to the point that the main post office workers started to report that workers were in their facility that they were unaware of, meaning they were not transferred down there. They were just told to, their manager in the Folsom location would tell him just to report down there. Unofficially. He would show up, nobody would know he's there, and he would do the job that, I guess, I hate to say this word, they enslaved my dad in the back of a post office truck. For 6 months, or for whenever. For his particular thing, I remember it was 6 months he worked down there. And I said, why did you go down there to work at night? And I remember. But this is happening all the time. All the time. There's another post office worker whose mother was kidnapped. And she was forced to do things. I'm not going to go into the details. I have to go into the details. She was forced to prostitute herself to try to save her mother. And apparently her mother didn't make it through. But her mother was a drug addict, and they were kidnapping her and forcing the daughter to work while they kidnapped the mother. Now, and the fire department just pulled up. I want to say California Highway Patrol is operating, FBI is operating, and my understanding is that the fire department is also. I'm sorry, fire department. They are also not they're operating, but they're also operating in good faith. There are police cars going around, but they aren't the regular officers. Those officers have been removed. All right, we're going on. Last night, the search for the cocaine here in Sacramento, 40,000 pounds of cocaine was found at Golden One Center underneath the floor. Now that sounds unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's where it was. While homeless people were looking in the sewers, the cocaine was found in Golden One Center. There's a community that was living in the sewers looking for cocaine. Hundreds in the sewers of Sacramento looking for cocaine. Occasionally, they would flush cocaine down to this sewer to keep them down there. Now, there was a report that it was initially in the sewers, and it was moved out of the sewers into Golden One. This particular account, I'm relaying. I don't have it direct. I didn't see it directly. Okay, let's keep going. due to the number of atrocities, the length of the atrocity, the deliberate enslavement, murder, and extermination of individuals, this is a genocide. And it's a genocide against two ethnicities, African American and Native Side Americans. They're well aware, some of them, of psychic abilities, and we're manipulating that to their advantage and profiteering. Okay, let's continue. We have the Psychic Project. All of us accepted a lawsuit settlement via the Psi. It's a significant amount. The economy, the stock market was a concern. I can say it's a significant amount, but it will not cause a disruption to the economy. But it is a significant amount on top of the already amounts we agreed to. I don't have any problem paying taxes on the amounts. And there was an earlier report that we were going to do some tax-free benefits. I don't have any problem taking taxes. We didn't relay that in the sign, relay it now. Just to clear the matter. Let's continue. As you know, I don't have access to a TV. I don't see media outlets moving. There was a report that KCRA, I did see moving, Channel 3. And there was a report last night prior to that they were also reporting the news. As far as I know, KCRA is the only media outlet reporting the news. I haven't directly witnessed it. That was reported to the side. RCCC, which is a branch location for the jail. There's a main jail downtown. There's a branch location for the jail. Gangs ran the facility with officers. Women inside this particular facility were basically enslaved, sold. Words like worth were used and applied to a woman's value. What do you think she's worth? If you're in that facility, if you're a woman in that facility, those are the words that were applied to you. I've been in that facility. Around that facility, I can tell you, these grounds need to be searched. There were people living in the grounds around RCCC, the farms, the barns. They need to be researched. They need to be searched. I believe there are horrific things going on in this area. They were 6 years ago. You say, why didn't I report it then? When you're open and you're inclined, it makes you, and you're coming down, you are not sure exactly what's going on. And then for 6 years in unjust incarceration, the memories were basically blocked until last night. They all came to the surface again. Okay, I have one more thing to report that happened in April. I was on the 8th floor of the main county jail. They were running websites with pornography websites out of the 8th floor of the main county jail. Women were running and they didn't look like they were incarcerated. It was as if they had people off the streets running pornography sites right in front of me. This Mann County jail needs to be evacuated and searched. And I believe Skynet was probably where that pornography was running to. It only makes sense now. It was not on the main internet, it was in the sky. The people that are living in the sewers, the American Red Cross needs to come. They are living with open sores. Mental health is severely, I've seen several individuals, their mental health is severely jeopardized. Their hygiene is, it's non-existent. There's hundreds of them. The whole problem here that we are seeing is that the community is so addicted to drugs, they're incapable of properly judging their reality. The abuses taking place are tearing down the entire society. When you have district attorneys, the entire district attorney's office, and the entire police department is lawless, we have a breakdown in society. We have a breakdown of society. I don't understand. And we have a blackout of the media. Not only do we have a genocide going on for 6+ years, we have a community in fear that's nobody wants to be upended in this community. That's their fear. Nobody wants to be forced from their home into the street. But I judge the community. I don't judge. But I say the community, upend yourself. Upend yourself. If the entire community stopped working and came and just camped and said, we will have no more. We will have no more because you are already not living. Your quality of life is non-existent. Non-existent. You might as well strike rather than let individuals profit off you, and then force you into a position where you are severely compromised. And that's what's going on. Right now, I'm going to tell you this. I was not a supporter of the right to bear arms. The lawless state here in Sacramento, California, lets us know there's a reason for that right. When you have lawless police department, lawless district attorney, the right to bear arms has significant value.
I think this is it. Yeah. You got one. Oh, okay. I see.
I'll try to clean this up. Add some more details to it. But we need the American Red Cross, National Guard, and other agencies in this town. The local agencies cannot be trusted.
I think already here.
And the community at large will act as if nothing is going on. But there are dead bodies everywhere, so that fact cannot be ignored. You have police officers captured on tape celebrating this particular death. That fact cannot be ignored. It is fear on both sides. They fear to admit their hatred. None will do it face to face. None will come to the street. I'm the Psychic Project. I'm at Starbucks every day. Not even the police department. It's non-existent now. At any time, one could say, and none do. None do. Some of that's bravado, but most of it is a man that's very serious. David Robinson was a graduate of the Naval Academy and a veteran, and a professional basketball player, led a good life, called out an injustice and was murdered in the street. Might as well John McCain. And this flag should be at half staff. There's no reason these flags should be flying full staff. And there's a media blackout. Everybody's rights, civil rights are being jeopardized. Not jeopardized, violated. Psychic Project. It's Patrick Reed of the Psychic Project. There are many of us. And we are reporting it. We are getting it out to you. We are sounding the alarm. There's an issue here.